Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and another part of this Manchester United Legends series. Now before we get into today's video, it is sponsored by the One Football app. You can use the link in the description to download the app and keep up with all of the comings and goings in football all around the world and in Europe and in the Premier League. The season is kicked off. There's a lot of drama already, especially with Manchester United, their team we're using in this series. So do make sure you download that using the link below. We won the Community Shield 5-1 in the last episode. We're going out there today looking to get our first win of the season in our first game of the season against Preston. We've got a really strong side going out there. As you can see, it's the same one that lined up in our last match, no changes, but I've brought on a few youngsters to the bench because I want to get them more involved in this season. So Chiellini, Scholes, Rakitic, Lingard, Ronaldo and Villa are the bench today. Stepney as a backup goalkeeper as well. But Ferdinand's still injured, which means Maldini continues at centre-back with Thuram at right-back and then Byrne on the left. I do just want to show you, if we go to the Premier League, we can have a look at some of the other transfers that have gone on now that the window has closed. You can see that the biggest transfers were all to us here. So Alfredo Di Stefano, 100 million, Maldini, Ronaldo and Thuram, the biggest transfers at all. Laurie Cunningham, a very famous name from West Brom's past there, a huge figure in standing up to racism in the game, has moved to Chelsea. You've got Delfour moving from RC Paris to Spurs, Song going from Lens to Man City, Nicolas Soule going to Man City as well. Riyad Mahrez going to Newcastle, 43 million. Laurent Blanc has gone to Aston Villa. That's a steal for them. Other big names down here as well making moves. Gareth Southgate going to Sunderland for £28 million. So some interesting transfers. Not a lot of big money being spent though. Last season, again, very little money being spent. Mostly us involved at the top end of this. But some other big names were moving around, most of them to us. So we're the most active team in the window, which means that we're probably going to be the most active team in fighting for the title this season. But let's have a look at who we'll be facing in Preston's team. So we had a really good performance in that last match against a difficult side. For some reason I thought Sir Tom Finney played for Stoke. Obviously I was not thinking of him, I was thinking of Stanley Matthews. But Tom Finney does lead the line for Preston, with Johnson, James Brown and Bodin in midfield. Nobby Stiles as well, a World Cup winner with England, playing that defensive midfield role. And then you've got Earl, Boyle, Huntington and Rayner with Smithies in goal. It's a very strong Preston team. We are going to have to be at our best to get a win today. So I'm hoping to get the job done reasonably early and then go on and bring a few of the youngsters on in the second half, but that's asking for a lot against such a strong team. But at home we should be able to do it, and we need to get this campaign off to a winning start. I'd like to be in the position we were in last season where we were able to rotate, especially if we're going to be going for some of the cup competitions this year as well. As Finney picks up the ball, plays it out to Johnson coming down the left side, finds James. He holds it up, plays it back to Johnson. James again. Back to Brown. Forward to Finney in a good position. He can go for goal here. He does, but it's over the top. And we do get a bit of a lucky break there. I think if he'd taken that shot earlier, we might have had more of a chance. But at the moment, 0-0. We're not creating a lot of chances, but we have a lot of firepower on the bench. I'm blown away by how strong this team is. And the fact that I got to spend nearly 300 million in the summer as well. Here is Edwards winning the ball for us. Now Di Stefano can create something, charging through midfield like he does, and then he does lose the ball, but Maldini to Edwards, Di Stefano to Charlton, edge of the area is Pele, plays it out to Thuram, plenty of players in the box to aim at, he puts it to the back stick, Giggs arrive and it comes to Best. Oh, he's hit the post there, George Best, when he had a pretty much open goal to plant his header into. So still 0-0, here's Huntington to Boyle, now James, out wide to Johnson. Ball over the top looking for Finney, but Stam cuts it out. Now Schmeichel out wide to Byrne. Edwards to Charlton. Good position, but a good tackle. Giggs manages to pick up the loose ball. Plays it forward to Charlton again. Over to Best, and this time it's saved. And George Best just not being clinical enough in this game. He did score in the last match, So we know he can get those goals. Nothing has changed from last season on that regard, but he's just not making the most from Charlton with a free kick. Best is in there, Giggs is there, but Maldini is the one at the back stick. An assist from Lilian Thuram as well. What a combination from those two, the two debutants, helping us get the goal from defence. So Di Stefano got a lot to live up to here. Here's Charlton into Di Stefano. Ball out wide to Thuram. Down the line for Best, he's got players in there. Pele is there, and after not scoring in the Community Shield... Oh no, he did score in the Community Shield, he got the 4th goal. He was pretty anonymous in that game, and even though he did get a goal, I could barely remember him being involved. But he's got the goal here to make it 2-0, and this team has goals in every single position. Tom Finney is in behind though, and Schmeichel with a very, very good stop there, denying them. He was unlucky to give away the clean sheet in the Community Shield. It came from a last-second corner, which is equally frustrating. But the ball's come to Bowden. Shot goes in. It's on the line, and Boyle just taps it home. And that is really unlucky. But there's an offside flag up. It won't count. We get a bit of luck there, because that was a really unlucky break to have fallen victim to. Now here's Huntington. Over to Boyle. Back to Smithies. Huntington again. Forward to Brown. I suppose not Brownie. Bowden over the top. Finney in behind once more, causing us all kinds of trouble. Oh, and he actually cut inside and created a good angle for himself, but he couldn't keep it on target. Everything they're doing coming through the centre at the moment, 78% of it, but that's not a surprise when they're playing one up front, and that man is Tom Finney. Here's Edwards trying to push it out wide, but cut out. Now Stam to Di Stefano. He'll be able to pick a pass. He finds Charlton. There's Pele. And Pele scores an absolute rocket from the edge of the area there into the top corner. Nothing the keeper could do. And it's 3-0. That should be the game pretty much put to dead just because of how clinical Pele is up front. That was really impressive. Here's corner from Giggs. Goes to the edge for Di Stefano. Now Charlton to Pele. And he gets his hat-trick. An unorthodox finish there on the volley off the underside of the bar. And he makes it 4-0. A very convincing performance from Pele today. Turning up, getting the goals, and kicking off our season in some style. So 3 Premier League goals already for Pele this season. If he doesn't win the Golden Boot, I would be incredibly surprised. But I'm going to tell the team I'm happy. They're reacting well to that. And we can kick off the second half. It won't be long before I bring on some of the youngsters to put in a good shift. And hopefully learn from the experience of taking on a difficult side. I'm going to do that now actually, because we don't need to waste too much time here. I would like to give Rakitic a bit of a game. He can come in, he's very good in that advanced playmaker role. I want Ronaldo on the pitch as well, and I might save the other substitution depending on what happens over the next 10-15 minutes. I want to see something from Ronaldo today. He's got 40 minutes to make a good impression. He's not rated very highly by my assistant manager, which does worry me. Here's Johnson, goes for goal. That was not far away. A very good effort there. But yeah, my assistant manager thinks he's obviously got a lot of potential, but not quite at the level he maybe should be. That's because he wasn't playing much. He was actually in the under-18s when I put in a bid for him from Sporting Lisbon. I tried to get him cheap, but they jacked the price up quite a lot. Now we are going to make another sub here. It's going to be Chiellini coming on for Maldini. I just want to give Chiellini a bit of game time because he is going to start to play a bit more ahead of the likes of Steve Bruce. Schmeichel putting the ball forward. Best goes for the header. It comes to Rakitic. Now Charlton plays it out wide to Ronaldo. Overlapping run. Rakitic might be able to find it. Instead it's Charlton looking for Best but given away. Smithies forward to Boyle. Huntington back. Smithies over the top. Given away to Byrne. Ronaldo's ahead of him. He's looking for Ronaldo now. He gets there. Puts the ball in. And Pele gets his 4th goal of the game. An assist from Cristiano Ronaldo as well to make it 5-0. And we are looking very good. Ronaldo getting that little impressive goal contribution I was after, and we are torn apart this Preston team, one of the strongest teams in the league as well, so very good for us there. Here's Charlton to Byrne, plays it inside to Rakitic, onto Pele, into Best, and he's in a great position, but he's hit it straight at Smithies, and Best could have had a hat-trick today, but he's not been good enough. Pele picks up a loose ball in a good position, he's got players around him. Edwards goes out wide to Byrne. Ball goes across to Rakitic, now Charlton, on to Best, and he's put it wide again, George Best. Maybe we should have taken him off and put Ronaldo in that position. But 5-0, we can't complain. We could have had more had best been more clinical, but I don't think that's going to be a big concern for us. All that matters is getting the 3 points, and we're about to do that just now, as long as we don't concede another one. Although we still got 3 points and it just ruined our clean sheet. Ronaldo into Charlton, and that is the full-time whistle. A 5-0 win. 4 for Pele today, 1 for Maldini. You couldn't have asked for a better start to the season than we've had. 2 games where we've scored 5 goals in each of them. And we are off to a flying start. No doubt about that. Chiellini makes his debut, but other players also made it. Rakitic came on to make his debut as well. And Pele now has 5 goals this season already, an average rating of 9.5, 3 assists for Charlton as well already. So we are in a very, very strong position at the start of this season. If you are enjoying it, make sure to drop a like on the video. Next time out, we're going to play through the Fulham and Derby games, possibly the Everton game as well. I want to see who the Champions League opponent is, but we will pick up either with Everton or with the start of the Champions League. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see those games. But until next time, see ya.